I want to talk about leadership for a second because I admire the leader you are. I've worked for just so many different types of leaders. I'm sure you have too, all over the spectrum, from a authentic service servant leadership minded person, from a authoritarian command and control, yes or no kind of person. I have found, and I'm curious of your thought, that curiosity plays a big role in being a good leader. You have to be curious to want to have tough conversations, to want to know more than the surface shows. How did you get, and you are a very curious leader. I've seen in the meetings, and you'll ask everyone questions, you'll ponder, you'll sit, you'll ask follow-up questions. Where did that curiosity in your life come from personally?
I don't know where it came from. I think I didn't intentionally develop it, but it developed over time. Maybe law school and practicing law, being a trial attorney, that curiosity I think serves really well in that environment.
Interesting.
Any good lawyer, and I'm not putting myself in that category, but it was something I aspired to be. But any good lawyer needs to know and understand the opposing side of whatever they're on as well, if not better than their opponent, to truly represent their client. Like you have to, it's a full 360-degree understanding that you have to fully understand any issue. You can't look at anything, just narrowly with blinders on.
Yeah.
I didn't develop it from Ted Lasso, but watching that show, I think was one of my favorite scenes. Ted was at a dart game, and he talks about a quote from Walt Whitman that said, "Be curious, not judgmental." And I'll spare you the details of the entire scene. Watch Ted Lasso.
Show.
It's fantastic.
Great show. Yeah.
So many lessons. But I think that articulated that point just so well. Just continuously ask questions, because, only a fool thinks they know everything about a topic or any subject.
About that scene, and I do want to talk about that for a
Okay.
second. Because I feel the same way you did, and I watched it recently. I think you sent me the clip.
Yeah.
I watched it in 2020 during COVID. Everyone's locked in their house. I was just enamored with the show. Some of the things I took away, overarching with the character, is when there was conflict in the locker room, a lot of times leaders will either get upset, resentful, or they'll distance themselves from that. Ted was curious why that person's upset.
Yeah.
He asked questions. He wanted to know. He shared his perspectives, and he always was positive. So getting back to that, be curious, not judgmental. I know it's a trope to be that simple, but it really is to be a great leader. If you just don't judge as much and you're more curious about the people you're leading, there's no guarantee of operational success, but the relationships, the interpersonal, are probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah. But it's hard in practice, isn't it?
It is. Takes consistency.
Sure. We all fall into, whatever. You see the thing in front of you, and our minds go to what we think that conclusion is. So I think you have to be intentional about that curiosity.
Is that hard as a chief executive officer of a police department? Because you have a lot of highbrow things and university stuff you're working on. How do you come into the PD and clear space? Because you're great at this. You'll come in everyone's office and just sit down and start a conversation. It could be the weather, it could be sports, it could be a case we're working on. And I think to myself, you did it the other day, doesn't he have a lot of stuff to do? It's an impressive skill that not a lot of leaders will say, I'm too busy, go to the assistant chief, go to the lieutenant. But you carve space for everybody, and I'm just amazed how you do that.
Well, thank you. I don't feel like I do it well, but that is intentional. Like you talked about, we've all worked for people that fall short of what our desired goals. I think I mentioned this to you. There's the Jason I aspire to be, and then there's the Jason I am, and I feel like I am always falling short of that one that I aspire to be. But that doesn't mean you give up. But that intentionality to try to be present for whatever that is, and even if it's just a water cooler conversation, or talking about a case or something that that we might be actually needing to discuss,